Hello, everyone. My name is John Bray, broker and owner of Bray Homes Realty here in San Diego. And if you've been following along the past couple of months, you have seen my 55 plus housing market updates for January and February. So here we are in April, and I want to give you a March update, but I really want to focus on pricing. I have gotten so many questions and calls last month over the last 30, 45 days and asking specifically what's going on with real estate prices in San Diego within the market itself. And so that's just where I wanted to share some overall data. And then at the end of this, I will share a little bit of data as well and also put more information in the description, just what's happening within the 55 plus housing market. But overall, let's take a look at the housing market in San Diego. And I'm going to look at it as a county record as we start out right here. So one of the websites I shared in last month's video was the Redfin Data Center. I think it's a great website for data, a collection of data amongst housing all throughout the country. And this is a tool that I look at quite a bit. And I am now looking at just San Diego County. And if we're looking at this, all kinds of tabs at the top of my screen, from new listings, pending sales, off market, home sold. And specifically right now, I want to look at the median sale price. And the blue line is 2023. And so if I put my mouse on the end of this blue line, that is looking at the weekend in mid-April, so April 16th. So if we go back, if we want to look at data through the end of March, a lot of this video, so we look at a median sale price of basically right around under 800,000, 795 at the beginning of this month and the last month. Now, this is over a 12-week period, so it's all the homes that have closed within the last 12 weeks. And so we can see that the trend this year so far, we started out pretty much flat. We started actually going down in terms of our median sale price here early on throughout the year, the first couple of weeks. And then it basically stayed flat. And then along this point here, again, looking at a 12-week window, so for 3 months of data, we started really seeing a rise in our home prices. And even more importantly, so when I look at this data, and this is again over 12 weeks, I say what's been happening here more recently. If I want to look at this data and look at more recent data, the last 4 weeks, it'll even show a bigger shift. And what exactly is that? So right now, over the last 4 weeks, it'll show us here in San Diego County, our median price is $833,000, which you will see if we compare that to the black line here, which is last year, at the same time last year, we are down. So we are down 3% from this same time last year. Now, however, we are up from where prices were at the end of last year, as we ended up here at 780,000 last year. And again, we started the year fairly flat this year. And then again, we started seeing that increase. So home prices have gone up and have gone up over the last 4 weeks. So as I mentioned, 833,000. If we look at it on a 12-week window, so going back to really the early part of this year, our median price, because our median price was lower to start the year, we're only going to show 803,000. But again, more recently, the last 4 weeks, what's been happening is the prices have been appreciating at a higher speed more recently. So again, we are still down. If I want to look at the more recent window, I'm going to go back again to that 4 weeks. We are still down from where we were same time last year. And we are down from where we were when we peaked. And we really kind of peaked, as I mentioned in previous videos, not just in the overall communities, but within the 55 plus market as well. Pricing really peaked in the late spring, early summer, and then we started to see prices going down. And then we really started seeing prices go down through Christmas and then staying flat, but then picking up now the first part of this year. And why is that? People think about recession and they think about interest rates and affordability. And it's not that those things perhaps do not exist, but really what we're seeing as well is that when we look at new listing activity in this year, we are drastically down from where we were this same time last year and then the year before that in 2021. So our new listings in our inventory is substantially lower than where we were. And so we just don't have enough inventory right now to meet the demand that's out there. I do think there have been a lot of people that have been on the fence for a while thinking about it. We are now seeing at open houses. We've done open houses over the last 3 open houses over the last month, and we are seeing on any given day between 40 to 60 families coming in and visiting them. And then on these homes, we are seeing multiple offers. So there's a lot of activity. There are a lot of buyers out there. I think they've been on the fence for a while, and they're ready to get into the market as they've been waiting. And interest rates have, I would say, kind of stabilized. I mean, they've been up, they've been down, but they've kind of been at this area for this type of percent for a little while now. So being that our inventory is low as it is, we are seeing that the prices are being driven up just because there is the demand that's within the market as well. And so, for low supply and higher demand, prices are appreciating. And that's really what we've seen the past 12 weeks, but more specifically, really over the last 6 weeks is when we started seeing that situation where prices really starting to go up and up. So if I want to look at something else here as well, this is on the median sale price tab right here as we were taking a look at this. That was a new listing activity. I think another one that I like to take a look at is the month of supply. And this tells a big story right here. From some of my previous videos, we were around 11 months of supply to start the year. Months of supply, or I'm sorry, 11 weeks of supply. Month of supply is how long does it take to sell your current inventory if no new homes were listed. So we were seeing early part of this year, we were seeing 11 weeks. So just a little bit under 3 months. And now as we go a little bit further into the year, we see that our weeks of supply is, a month and a half. So really not a lot of supply right now. So homes are being sold pretty quickly here in San Diego. So with all that, that is why we have seen really that price appreciation. So that's one source that I take a look at. Another is a local report that we get as local agents here in San Diego. This is going back, here we are in mid-April, but this is going back looking at February data. And how does this align with what we're seeing through the Redfin data center? Well, this breaks it up into detached and attached homes. Specifically, I'm looking at North County now, the northern part of the county, because this is where majority of the 55 plus communities are. And so as we look at that, we are looking at the detached single family home price. The median price in February 2023 is $950,000 compared to $965,000 in February of 2022. So yes, we do know that it was down. Again, as that kind of coincides with the Redfin data center and the graphs there. And same thing on the attached homes. Not as big of a difference, a lower median price point, pretty close to each other, but down a little bit. Then if we compare that to February, if we compare February to March, and again, keep in mind right here, we're at 950 and 667. And then if we go to March, we went from 950 to 997 and then to 695. So we see within that month is we are seeing that price appreciation, and the closed sales are closing on average at a higher sales price. And so, and roughly that is 654 sales we're seeing here on the detached homes. And if we compare that to February, we saw less sales, 436. So we're getting more data, and it's yielding higher results for higher sales price for that. So sales have picked up in March from February. And so sales volume has picked up. Homes are selling faster, and we are seeing that price appreciation. Now, if we look at specifically the 55 plus housing market, just a little bit of information here as well. And again, I'm going to put more information in the description. As always, if you want more additional information, feel free to email me. Thanks to you who have done that last month, and again, asked questions about prices, but specific communities as well. I've got all that. All these reports that I do for the 55 plus housing market, these are manual reports that I pull data directly from our MLS and then piece together. But one thing that shows me is that in March, this column V right here, that we sold 75, I say we, the 55 plus communities that we track. And again, predominantly in North County, San Diego, there were 75 homes sold in comparison to 67 homes sold in March of 2022. Now that's significant because for the first time this year, if we compare month this year versus month last year, it's the first month which our sales have exceeded the amount of sales volume that was done in the previous year in January and February. So March was a great month. There was a lot of activity. And in the breakout of those communities, of the 75, 63 were either attached or detached. And then the other homes that sold were manufactured homes. So those were the breakouts in terms of the numbers itself. If you look over to the right side here, The median price of those specific sales within the attached and detached communities was $630,000. And then of those manufactured homes, they closed a little over $560,000. So those were the numbers for March. Again, if you want more specific numbers on specific communities, I've got all that. I track that every single month. I'm not going to bore you with lots of data in here, but I do take a look at every single closing and data on that. But if we just kind of look at it as a market whole, that's what we have seen. We have seen sales pick up. And just like we have seen with the overall market, if we're comparing house to house, month over month, we have seen an increase in appreciation within the 55 plus housing market as well. Now, what do I anticipate for April? I actually anticipate that April sales will go down. Why is that? Well, it could be flat, but I don't expect it to go up much, if at all. Most likely down is because we are carrying 67 pending sales into the month, and we will get some quicker sales that will close. So it's quite possible that we could be around 75 sales or so again for the month of April when it's all said and done. Now, fast forward, unless we get more inventory, sales really should actually slow down a little bit, because as we are right now, we are only at 54 for a total supply between all of these communities that we're tracking, meaning there are only 54 homes that are currently on the market. When there are 54 homes that are on the market today, and we have sold 75 in the last 30 days, we are under 1 month of supply within the 55 plus communities that we are tracking. So a very tight supply. Many of these communities, take the largest coastal community, Ocean Hills Country Club. As I speak today, over 1,600 homes. There are only 4 homes currently available. Rancho Carlsbad, a manufactured home community by the coast, that community has over 500 homes, and there's only 1 home on the market today. So there aren't a lot of homes right now. And so again, that's the whole reason why we're seeing prices are really being driven up, not just within the 55 plus community, but within the market overall. So anyways, hope some of this data helps just explain what we're seeing here within the market. And if you want to reach out with any specific questions, feel free to connect with me. I always love getting your questions. Hope this information is helpful. And I look forward to seeing you again in May with April data. Bye-bye.